Can you give me a woof? Can you give me a woof? Woof! Woof! What a good boy! Are you ready for a walk? Oh, okay. Demonetize this video already. Alright, it's day 2 and it's really fucking hot out here today, and I know every time I say it's hot out, people seem to believe I'm exaggerating because I live in Canada. Apparently Canadians are not allowed to be hot. Jesus Christ, if it's hot here, can't imagine what Texas is going through. I apologize for you guys. That must be a hellish landscape right now. Arizona, oh God. How hot is it where you are? Alright, and it's day 2. I've gotten some feedback on the first video, which was very helpful. Thank you to the YouTube comments. They gave me some helpful advice with some of this in-sun stuff. One person said, really, there's no use in catching the shitty Pokemon, and I get that. I kind of just like catching any Pokemon I find, and I'm in such a habit of catching any Pokemon I find because, I mean, we're hecking out here being Stardust driven all the goddamn time, so I don't even see Pokemon anymore at this point. I just see a creature with Stardust numbers on it, and I just catch anything I find. I've also been told that it's best to go into a straight line. Kind of like do your best not to make any turns, because that also helps the spawn rate, and I can tell already. I've been told to like walk a little faster and try as best as possible to go into a straight line. Of course, I'm going to try my best to do that, but you want some water, little boy? Good boy. As I was saying, it's hard to do that when, number one, I'm walking my dog, because I just can't leave the house apparently without walking a fucking dog, because they're so entitled to my time 24/7. You know, I have this phone in one hand, this phone in another, so I'm gonna do my best to just walk continuously for 15 minutes, but it's a little tough. And I appreciate you guys liking the first vlog. I don't know if we're 100% down with this idea, but I do like having kind of a mixture. Some people were really appreciating that, you know, I got a mix of vlogs and a mix of the regular streams in my videos. One thing I never took into account for, and I can never bang on any vloggers who do this for a living anymore. This is tiring work. Like, it is only 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the incense, and I'm tired. Like, this is tiring. It's physically tiring. One hand up, the other hand up, dog pulling on me. He's connected to like my hips, by the way. So this is a workout. But I'm glad you guys are appreciating the variety of videos I'm posting. One thing I do want to mention is that sometimes I run out of things to talk about on these vlogs. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything you want to ask me, it could be about Pokemon or anything personal as well, then go ahead and leave in the comments. I'll check back for tomorrow's vlog and answer those questions for you guys. I'm pretty excited about the bug out event that's going to be starting on the 10th, I think. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge event, but I'm excited about the new Pokemon. What the fuck's its name? Charjabug and Vikavolt. I don't know the first form. Charjabug, Vikavolt, and Electric Weedle is what I'll just refer to it for now. And that's all fine and cool. Of course, I'm gonna try them out. I heard Charjabug is doing a little bit better than the Vikavolt. Charjabug is basically just a wall outlet, but it's a bug type. I'm more excited about Mega Scizor, which for a long time I was not really thrilled about the Mega Pokemon, but I, for one, really do like the changes that they've made to the Mega system. I don't know why, but it feels very satisfying to like be out grinding. I think I clicked on the same Rhyhorn like 3 times. It's really satisfying to be out grinding, and even if there's not a Pokemon that I'm particularly looking for XLs for at the moment, I don't know. It's cool to see that like XL number go up. Like, sometimes I'll just be randomly going through my inventory of Pokemon and like, oh, like, well, I wonder how many XLs of Dodoa I have. Oh shit, it's 132. Maybe because when I'm grinding, I'm always fucking keeping Pidgeot XL'd. I think everyone has some weird end goal in Pokemon Go, and my end goal is to have every Pokemon ready for PvP of each league, and that's gonna be a long fucking goal. But I also want like to be prepared for anything at all times. So, I don't know, man, if Patrat suddenly becomes viable in Ultra League, what if they release level 60 and it's like Warthog could just make it to level 60 and he's a god? I'm gonna be ready for that shit, you know? Part of my weird, pointless goals of Pokemon Go is to also have all of the Mega Evolutions at max level, have them ready for whatever kind of event might happen, so I can get as many XLs as possible. Oh, okay, this is actually something I kind of want to catch. Dedenne. I mean, I have a lot of these, and I have one ready for Great League already, so probably not too much of a purpose for me catching it, but I fucking love this Pokemon. I think out of all the Pikachu clones, and it's tight, because I do love Plusle and Minun as well, and I love Mimikyu, but, you know, Mimikyu is always going to be number one in terms of Pokemon. Mimikyu is one of my favorite Pokemon. I can't wait till it's released in Pokemon Go. It's got to be coming out soon. Probably Halloween. But in terms of Pokemon Pikachu clones, it's got to be like Mimikyu, Dedenne, Plusle, Minun. And I guess the Volga is pretty cool too. Okay, this is another fucking interesting spot. I mean, it's pretty useless, but I think we should get some Luminion value at some point. Has anyone, like... I'm kind of curious about what this thing is running. I like its design. I mean, I know it's kind of just a fish, but it's like a fish with angel ears, kind of, and it lights up. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing some Luminium value. It just seems one of those obscure Pokemon that needs a little bit of spotlight. Ooh, and since the last vlog, we did get some Gen 9 Pokemon news. I'm sorry if you're not too interested in main game series Pokemon, but I am very interested in them. And I have a lot of thoughts about the new Pokemon game and what they've revealed so far. What the fuck? Sandslash. Okay, that was like a weird string of cool Pokemon. I got Dedenne, Luminium, Alolan Sandslash in a row. That's pretty wild. So Nintendo released like some more Gen 9 news, and I don't think there was anything too particularly exciting. I guess for starters, there's like a weird twist on the legendary mascots. You know, they're like motorcycles, I suppose. The Pokemon that's like a red gecko and a blue gecko. I'm assuming instead of, you know, them being huge parts of the storyline and something that you have to work your way to catch, I'm kind of assuming they're just something you get at the beginning. You're meant to ride on them for the entire adventure. Like, it seems like they're kind of essential for you to explore the region of Pokemon this time around. So I think it's an interesting twist, and I like when Pokemon messes with their formula sometimes, but it's going to be interesting to see what these legendaries can do. I think it's a little wacky that the legendary Pokemon nowadays, like, remember when Reshiram and Zekrom were like these ultimate legendary Pokemon that represented truth and ideals or something like that? And now the legendary Pokemon are just like fucking motorcycles that you could rent out, and you could ride them to the nearest 7-Eleven and pick up some Doritos and then go home. When the fuck did legendary Pokemon become these ultimate destroyers of world, and now they're just fucking transportation methods? I think it's pretty funny. I am a huge fan of the new Wooper. Paldonian Wooper? I don't know what the region's called yet, but we essentially got a new regional variant of Wooper, and I think it's a really good choice because who the fuck doesn't like some Wooper? Fucking love that little boy. So, original Wooper is ground water. This one is gonna be heckin' ground poison, which I feel like, I mean, Quagsire is good in Great League and Ultra League if you can get one up there. I think this new Wooper would probably replace Nidoqueen in the meta. And obviously it depends what moves it gets, but just offhand, if it got something like Mud Shot, Poison Jab as its fast moves, and then it got, I mean, Quagsire has such a range of moves. Quagsire already has Sludge Bomb, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and then Acid Spray, I think? Which is funny that they already decided to give normal Quagsire so many poison moves. That seems really random, but I guess we know why they gave him poison moves now. It would be interesting to see how a ground poison Quagsire would do. I'm sure they'll keep some of Quagsire's original moves on it, and it seems like a Pokemon that they would introduce into Pokemon Go to kind of advertise the new game coming. You know, when they were doing Sword and Shield, they put in some of the Galar forms like Sirfetch'd and stuff like that. And then when they were advertising like Sun and Moon, they put some of the Alola Pokemon in. So I could see us kind of getting new forms of Wooper pretty soon. I don't mean to shit on anything that Pokemon does. Like, I kind of like when they change up their mechanics. So we got introduced to, I don't even know what it's like Terra Crystallization, Terra Crystal. Pokemon essentially become crystals now. And ever since the Mega Evolution stopped, I've kind of been disappointed with all the new gimmicks that they're introducing into Pokemon. Like, there is Z moves introduced in Sun and Moon, and I'm like, it's cool. I am not a huge fan of Dynamax. I really didn't like it. Pokemon is already such a huge game. It felt like they were reaching to make Pokemon an even bigger game by just, I don't know, cheaply creating a system where the Pokemon get giant and wow, look at this giant Pokemon battle. Look at how exciting this is, kids. Get in the action. Look at this Pokemon. It was small, now it's big. Isn't that fucking wild? So Z-moves and Dynamax I wasn't a huge fan of, and please let me know if you guys have a different opinion, but I honestly really think that Mega Evolution was kind of the coolest gimmick that Pokemon created. I was low-key hoping that in this new generation they would go back to Mega Evolution and they would introduce more new forms. And I'm trying to hold my opinion, but I don't know how I feel about this new crystal form. It's like, essentially what happens is, you know, I think it's just like Mega Evolution, you can activate this crystal form of the Pokemon halfway through the battle and they could change whatever move is applied to them. So like if you have like a Magnemite, which is originally electric and steel, you could crystallize it into a pure normal type and that's its typing for the rest of the match. And I mean, I don't want to knock it already, but doesn't anyone feel like it's kind of a cheap form of Mega Evolution? Because, ooh, another Dedenne, okay, that's cool. Because Mega Evolution did the same thing, like it changed the Pokemon's typing. But the reason we all love Mega Evolution is because it also changed the Pokemon's form. Garchomp and Mega Salamence. Those Pokemon are already so cool looking, but to see them go through another Mega Evolution and sometimes like not even just their form changes, but their type changes, it just feels like a cheap form of Mega Evolution right now. But I'm interested, and I'm not going to completely deny this new like crystal system that they're going to introduce. And that's pretty much up for today. We didn't get another bird. I think I encountered like a little bit more Pokemon on this walk. Pokemon I decided to catch: 2 Dedennes, a Luminion, and a Alolan Sandslash. That's probably the most interesting my catches have been since I found a Galar bird on like the second day of this incense event. So I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Again, let me know if you have any questions or anything you want me to improve in these vlogs. I'm very new to something like this, but I think I'm genuinely going to keep going until I find a Galar bird and catch it. A lot of people were asking if I'm just going to try and find one and then end these vlogs, but no, I think I have to catch it. So let me know if you have any questions that you want answered. It could be about Pokemon or just about me in general if you've been watching my stuff for a long time. I'll see you guys tomorrow.